friends. So today, let's talk a little bit about how to become a disciple. I mean, there's a lot of ways in which to become a disciple, and in this series, these video series, I'll certainly circle back around to other ways in which we can grow in faith while we're in the monastery of our homes. But I just want to talk to you about how to use this time in a productive way, right? Because we could be in our homes during this time for the next couple weeks, or maybe it's longer, I don't know. And we could spend a lot of times like binging on Netflix. That's one way to pass your time. Or a lot of time on things like this, and social media, or in front of the TV just constantly monitoring the news. And I don't think any of those are going to have the good effect that God wants, or that we want, Just distracting ourselves with entertainment during this time, or distracting ourselves with the doom and the gloom and all the statistics, or all the social media and seeing what other people are doing and we're not doing. I just don't think that's a productive time, So what do we do then? How can we make this time productive? Well, first of all, let me give you this image. Isaac Newton. We know probably Isaac Newton best. He died in, I think, 1727. And as the kind of the father of putting together the whole theory of gravity. Of course, gravity existed before that, but he helped us to understand that in a mathematical way and through physics, right? Well, it's interesting because it was during the bubonic plague in the 17th century when he was teaching at Cambridge University mathematics, and that he got sequestered and had to do the stay-at-home policy in his town. So Cambridge shut down, all the churches shut down, the city, many of the cities in Europe at that time had shut down because of the plague. During that time is when he really started to work on things like optics and his calculus, and also, of course, gravity. And he writes later on in his life how it was during that sequestered time that he found most productive working on these things that are still having impact upon you and I to this very day. And see, that's what can happen for us as Christians. And so I want to offer one way in which we can take this time and make it productive and become disciples. And then the next video we'll talk about being disciple makers. Lectio Divina, you've heard a lot about, and there's 4 parts to it, and it's not terribly difficult. The first part is simply Lectio, so maybe pick up Matthew's Gospel during this time, and read a passage, read through it, but let's just say, read through the Annunciation, or read through Luke's Gospel. And when you read a passage like the Annunciation, don't read it quickly, like an email, read it slowly, okay? And then that's the Lectio part, just reading. Maybe you can read it 2 or 3 times, okay? The second part is the Meditatio. It's like a cow chewing on its cud in order to get all the juices out, right? And so you put the scriptures down and you think about what you just read, like Mary in that encounter with Gabriel, and what that meant for her, and what it might mean for you. Like you put yourself in that scene, and you go through it a couple different times, and then you think about, what does that mean for my life, right? And then what you allow, the third part is the Oratio. The Oratio is the prayer. You allow that to evoke, to well up inside of you a prayer. Lord, like Mary, who didn't know her future when something interrupted her plans for her life. In this case, the angel Gabriel, and said, I'm going to change the entire trajectory of your life. And she said yes. And because of her yes, it had an effect upon all of time. And Lord, help me to say yes. This coronavirus is messing up my plans for life. Okay, then use this and let me respond to you in prayer. Let me say yes like Mary and allow this to change the trajectory of my life. Right? So that's the prayers that can come out of that. And then finally it's the contemplatio, the contemplation, where you just put all that aside and say, okay, what are you saying to me in this time, Lord? Well, I've spoken to you. What are you saying? And just giving yourself a few minutes in which to do that. What are you saying to me in this? And God might say something like, I want to draw closer to you. And this is one of the ways in which I can do this. So let me change your life. Let me bring transformation. And just live in that moment, right? How can we do this? Is there a tool? Yes, there's many tools. I just want to end with one tool that's possible. It's called the Bible in 1 year. But you don't need to do this. You can just pick up the Bible just like I told you. But the Bible in 1 year is produced by Alpha International. A lot of our parishes are using Alpha. And you can download it in an app store. And it follows just what I said. You know, and it's literally reading the Bible in 1 year too. A great project to start during this time. And it's easy. It only takes about 10 or 15 minutes. They give you a couple of scriptures. You read through it. They give you a commentary, a meditation to kind of think about it, you know. And then they give you a prayer after each one of those scriptures to pray. And then you just set it aside and allow it to affect your life and move your life. Newton was incredibly productive in a time in which he could have just sat at home and been angry because he wasn't able to carry on his life like he wanted to. We can do the same thing. Or we can say yes like Mary did and allow the Lord to change the entire trajectory of our lives by using this time productively to become a disciple of His. Until next time, I'll see you friends when we talk about becoming disciple makers.